Hello, dear students, again with Maths Crystallizer. This is Mr. Ziad with you, continuing crystallizing Pure 2 skills by solving the paper Pure 2, January 2025. And we just finished the first two questions, continuing with question 3. Question 3, we are given a cuboid, as you see, and you are given the dimensions of this cuboid with the base dimensions 3x and x, and the height is y meters. And you are given that this cuboid is open topped. So this means will not be considered in the area, calculating the area that the question wants, as will be shown in the next couple of minutes. And you are given that, and this is the question starts with, after the statement, given that the capacity or the volume of the cuboid, this is the key statement, which is 120 meter cubed. That is called secondary in all questions like this, with the topic that is applications of differentiation, dear students. This is calculus, chapter that is talking about applications of differentiation. Always will be given a secondary or assistant formula and the main one. The main one that the question is talking about, that is the area. So that the area, after the word show that the area of this cuboid or container is given by this formula in terms of x. So that we start with part A, we start with the statement given that by writing the volume or the capacity of this container, which is its length or base area times width times the height, that is equal to 120, by making y the subject, getting 120 divided by 3x squared. Why we are doing this? Because he wants. We have to focus on this. We look at what the question wants every time. He wants A in terms of x only. Second step, we write what does A equal to. A stands for the surface area of this cuboid, which is in this question is 5 faces, not 6. Because he said, as we know, the surface area of cuboid is 6 faces. But in this question, since this is open-topped container, so it will be 5 faces. First face is this one, which is the base. That is 3x squared. So A equals 3 times x, 3x squared, plus the other pairs, 2 pairs of faces, which is this one and this one opposite to it. Each one has area of xy. So each one will be, or both of them, 2xy. And the last pair, 3x times y, which is this one. There is this one opposing this one. So you have 2 times 3x times y. 2 times 3x times y. Giving that by simplifying the like terms, 2xy plus 2 times 3, 6xy, 8xy, where y equals 120. And here is the help that we are talking about, or the assistant, that by replacing y by this in terms of x, getting A equals 3x squared plus 8x times 120 over 3x squared. If you are not fast in numbers, guys, use the calculator. 120 over 3 is 40 times 8, 320, x with x squared over x. Getting P is 3, Q is 320. Now this, he's asking us to do this just for one goal, that writing A, or the surface A, as a function of x, that will be enable us now to differentiate it and continue, as will be seen now in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes, by writing this function, preparing it to be differentiated, because he's asking us in part B, use calculus to find the value for which A has a stationary value. Stationary value. To find the stationary value for part B, we just differentiate A with respect to X, putting the derivative is 0. So to find the stationary, if you forgot, stationary value is the root or the solution, the root of the first derivative of the given function equals 0 is the solution. So only that we'll be doing, we'll be differentiating now dA over dx. That is 6x plus 320 minus 1 goes down, minus 2, giving you 6x minus 320 over x squared to prepare. This equals 0. That gives us, by moving this or adding 3 to this side to the other side, 6x cubed. If I am fast for some of you guys in doing, this is x here. So this will give 6x cubed equals 320. By solving this for x, you will get x equals 3.76 to 3 significant figures. If so, for some of you, I am fast in calculating, say in the comments, but I assume that A-level or AS student is okay with solving simple equations like these, dividing by 6, cubing root, and so on, getting the answer. Because you need the time, guys, for the parts or the questions harder. But even you have, I will be slower or focusing, training some of you if you need help with this, how to do this fast. For part C, find d squared over a over dx squared. That stands for second derivative, and hence show that the value of x that gives minimum of a. So what he's talking about here, second derivative test. For part C, we'll be using second derivative test. So dA over dx is 6x minus 320x negative 2. By differentiating again, to apply or to use second derivative test, that is 320 times negative 2, negative 3, simplifying this, which is 640 over x cubed. Since x is positive, so what we'll be doing now, just substituting or replacing x by 3.76, which is 6 plus 640 over 3.76 all cubed. Very clear, the answer is positive. Since the second derivative is positive by the second derivative test, this implies that A has or is minimum at x equals 3.76, getting the full mark easy and fast for each part. Stay updated, subscribe the channel. I advise you. I'll be doing in other questions, he will ask us to find the minimum or maximum. So I'll be doing variant past papers, variant ones, in covering all skills needed in P2. So you'll be solving the equation, this paper, as you are revising all skills. This is my plan with you. I'm telling this, you didn't hear me in the first video, and this is my main plan. Solving these questions in detailed steps. Question 4. Given that in particular geometric series, the sum of the first 3 terms, directly before I read what he wants in the question, S3. So I must remember that Sn equals a times 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r Replacing n by 3, you will get 1 minus r squared divided by 1 minus r is equal to 70.2. Second information given, sum to infinity. Sum to infinity is equal to a over 1 minus r. So a over 1 minus r is equal to 75. He wants in the question only find the common ratio, which is r. What does r equal to? Second one, or part B, first term, which is a. So he wants a and r of this series. When I do this label, guys, the equations, in any question like this, related or for geometric series, the best to do by dividing. And what do you divide? This is r cubed here, be careful. The equation that has higher power. It will be easier even for using the calculator. Even I use the calculator, divide the equation that has higher power too by the smaller, getting a times 1 minus r cubed over 1 minus r, all divided by a over 1 minus r. On the other side, 70.2 over 75. We use the calculator by simplifying without decimals to make the question more, getting 117 over 125. By simplifying this side, a with a cancel each other, 1 minus r, getting only 1 minus r cubed equals 117 over 125. By making r cubed the subject, so r cubed equals 1 minus 117 over 125, getting 8 over 125. By cubing root, cube root both sides, you will get r is 2 over 5 or 0.4 in decimal. Simply like this. To find a or the first term, use the easier formula to calculate. Even we have calculator, use the easier one. So part B, he wants a that we want 1 minus 0.4 equals 75. So this implies that a over 0.6 equals 75. This getting or obtaining a equals 75 times 0.6, which is 45. That finishing question 4. Stay updated and see continuing solving the paper for question 5 to the end and 6 and to the end of the paper. Again, if you have a problem, if I'm rushing you in some steps, say in the comments. I will be helping you in the challenges that you have. Meet you soon, leaving you well and safe. Best of luck.